Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. This is Steve, if you didn't know. This is my cat. I'm just gonna set you down. He's so cute. He's such a cuddle bug. So today I'm going to be doing a full face using Colourpop. Colourpop is one of my favorite brands. It's one of the first brands I ever actually ordered from when I was first starting out, just because it's so affordable and you can get so much. So in today's video, you're going to see how I achieved this look. I really like how it turned out. I think it turned out really fun and vibrant. And yeah, so before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me. And let's get started. So I think I'm going to start off with the eyes because I want to do something colorful and I don't want to risk wrecking the base if I have any fallout or whatever, if I'm going to be packing on a lot of pigment. So I'm going to pick my palette now. I have a lot of options. I first have this this palette I made out of their singles, which is super fun. I use this all the time. I absolutely love their singles formula. But I don't think I'm going to use this today because I think there's a lot of shades in here that they don't sell anymore. So I don't want to use any shades that aren't available anymore because that's annoying. I have the Chasing Rainbows palette, which was their holiday collection. I do have a video using this already on my channel, so I don't think I'm going to use this, but it has a lot of great colorful options. And I have this Yes Please palette, which is a really fun neutral one with a pop of yellow. I don't think I'm going to use this because I do want to do a colorful look. So that leaves me with this Ooh La La palette, which is their like monochromatic 9 shadow palette. This is the pink one. I think I'm going to use this. And if you are wanting to get this palette solely for this sandbar shade, they do offer it as a single, and I have it right here. Boop boop. I can't. Right there. So to prime my eyes, Colourpop has this no filter concealer, and it is Fair 00. It's a pure white one, which is awesome for when you want to do more colorful looks. I'm really happy that they offer a white one because previously I would use the Kat Von D one, but I no longer support that brand at all. So I'm really happy Colourpop has one, and plus it's way more affordable, so that's good. And I'm also going to take the shade Light 10 near the brow so it's not stark white all the way up to the top. And I'm also going to apply some underneath the lash line so that the shadow has something to adhere to underneath. So the first shade I'm going to be dipping into is the shade Poodle right here with the Smith 232 brush, a nice big fluffy brush. And I'm going to place that into the crease kind of higher up. And I'm going to kind of blend it all the way up to the brow. Now with a smaller Smith 230 brush, I'm going to dip into the shade Sandbar, which is the bright neon pink in this palette. And I'm going to start putting that into the crease. I'm just going to take a little bit more Poodle on the Smith 232 brush just to help diffuse that. And with another Smith 230 brush, I'm going to take the shade Caddy, which is the purple in the palette right there. And I'm going to start defining the outer corner, and I'm going to do more of an outer V shape. If you are a beginner with makeup, I highly recommend picking up some Colourpop because you can get so much product for so little. Like $100 goes a really long way with Colourpop. That's who I started out with. And I'm gonna bring that a little bit, like about halfway across the lower lash line. And then with that same brush, I'm gonna dip into Sandbar, the bright pink, and put that in the inner corner. I'm going to take this Smith 247 brush, which is a nice fluffy brush, but it's more flat. I'm going to take some more Sandbar, and I'm going to flip it onto the flatter side so I get a thinner application, and I'm going to kind of define the crease a little bit more with this. I'm actually going to take a black shadow. You can use any black. I'm just going to dip into the shade from the Chasing Rainbows palette. It's called Prism. It's right here. And I'm just going to define the outer corner. Now I'm going to take this Super Shock pressed pigment. This is the shade Slave to Pink, and I'm going to apply this with my finger. When I was first getting into makeup, I made the mistake in ordering so many of these, but I would refrain from doing that. I would only pick up the shades that you know you're going to be using the heck out of, because sadly they do dry out quite quickly. And then I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics number 7 brush, and I'm going to bring that up into the crease, kind of blend that edge. I just want it to be soft. And then I'm just going to go back and deepen anything that needs deepening or fixing. And for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to take the shade Tickled right here. This one, it's kind of a bluish reflect. It's kind of interesting. And now I'm going to go in with some of their volumizing mascara. I like it for the top lashes. It does make them lengthened. Gives them some nice volume. The only problem is that on my lower lash line, it tends to smudge a little bit on me, sadly, but I love the effect of it. And here are the eyes all finished. I paired this eye look with the Esquito Lash Lorette lashes. Now going in with the base makeup, I'm going to take the No Filter foundation. This bottle is so cute. I love the little stars on it. I have the shade Light 65. I'm going to take this Royal Langnickel brush. It's a complexion brush. I don't know what series this is, but it looks kind of like a unicorn horn. I don't know. I like these kind of brushes to apply my foundation because they're nice and compact and they don't really leave brush marks. Oh, okay, this match isn't too bad. I'm gonna apply a thin layer of this because I just don't want to be too full coverage, because this does have quite good coverage for the amount of product I just placed. The color match is actually pretty good. I always get really nervous from ordering foundations online because I'm not the best at color matching myself. By the way, I kind of forgot to mention, I did apply a moisturizer before applying this. I did forget to order their primer. I didn't even realize they had a primer. I think this has a satin finish because you can still see a little bit of glow happening here. So this is quite promising. I really like how this is going on upon first application. We'll see how it lasts. So far, so good. I'm going to take a beauty blender and I'm just going to pick up any excess product I have down and really press that into the skin. I'm really happy with how this is looking so far. For my concealer, I'm going to take the No Filter concealer, and I have the shade Light 10, which is gonna be a little bit bright for me. Oh dear, okay. And I'm just gonna blend that out with a beauty blender. Okay, that is very brightening. That's not, usually I like to go just a tiny bit lighter than my foundation. This is a little bit too much, but the product itself, we'll see. I'll try not to judge it up because of the color. I think because that is so brightening under the eyes, I might have to place a little bit more of that shade across the face just so that it doesn't look so ghosty under there. Ooh, I don't know. The texture is nice. It's kind of the same as the foundation. It still has a little bit of a luminance to it. It's not too drying, which I really like. I'm going to quickly do my brows, and for that I have the Brow Boss in the shade Soft Black, which is a nice pencil. It also has a spoolie, which is really awesome, and the Brow Boss gel in Soft Black as well. So I'm just gonna quickly comb through my brows, lift them up. The way I like to do my brows is to make them look as fluffy as possible. This is quite a bit more matte, I feel like. It's not as waxy as the A Beach one, but I actually don't mind that for pencil. I do like a more waxy formula for brow gels because I like how it kind of mimics the natural shine of brow hairs. And I'm just gonna run through that with the spoolie just to soften everything. And I'm gonna go in with the brow gel. I have used this a little bit here and there. I don't like it as much as the Glossier Boy Brow because it is a more matte finish. And like I said a few seconds ago, that I do prefer more of a waxy brow gel. But it's still really good. It does have an amazing hold. They do offer it in clear as well, but I like to make my brows look as model-esque and fluffy as possible. I forgot to set the base, and I usually spot powder, so I'm going to take some of this No Filter setting powder. I have the shade Translucent, and it comes in quite a small pot, which is good for me because I don't use too much, and it's good for traveling to save some space. I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics No. 4 brush, and I'm going to powder on my cheeks right here. This is where I've been getting oily. Kind of darkened right here. I don't know if that will, you can see that on camera, but it kind of darkened up the foundation there. I'm going to take a little bit of powder right under the eye right here. And I'm just going to wipe it away quite quickly. I don't need too much. I've never tried this powder before. At first glance, I don't like it as much as the Milka makeup one because I do see that it's kind of accentuating some texture and kind of clinging onto my peach fuzz. We'll see. I'm going to take this bronzing powder. This is Private Party. It does have a little bit of a shimmer in here, like a satin shimmer. It's not glittery, which can be good because I do really like a glowy base. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to take it on the Smith 115 brush, and I'm going to start bronzing it up. Oh, I think this is a good color for me. And sometimes products that have the tiniest amount of shimmer in them are actually really nice because they help. That shimmer does kind of help the blending process. When I apply my bronzer, I like to focus the most amount of pigment right here because that's where I want to be super defined. And then I will kind of ease off the pressure of my brush and kind of let the top bristles of the brush do the blending near the center of the face. And then I will add a little bit more pressure back over here. And I'm going to apply a little bit on the nose for a sun-kissed look. I applied way too much. And also the chin. I always apply it to the nose and chin just to give more of a natural appearance and kind of more of a all-togetherness. I'm gonna do my wave technique here because I don't like how ghosty I'm looking. How I do the wave is I bring my bronzer all the way across the cheeks up onto the bridge of the nose just to really mimic a natural sun-kissed look. And the blush I picked up is this To the 10 blush. It's a nice, kind of a cooler toned pink. And I'm going to take it on this BH Cosmetics number 3 brush from the Festival collection. I'm going to pick that up and apply it over top of that bronzer. I don't think I like that tone of blush. It's kind of going gray right here, oddly. I don't know what it's adhering to, but it's just gray right here and right here. Just kind of weird. See, right here and right there. I should have picked up one of the Super Shock. I should have picked up the Super Shock blushes. I don't know what I was doing. Whatever. For my highlighter, I'm going to be going in with this Nude Endo palette. This would be a really great highlighting palette to have in your kit if you're a working makeup artist, because you have a really nice range of tones for a multitude of skin tones. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics and It's My Ray Ray Collection number 5 brush, my favorite highlighting brush, and I think I'm going to take the shade this one. Maybe a mix of this and this. Fine Line and Glad You Came. And I'm just gonna... This is a really great highlighting palette. I've had this for about a year now and I use it a lot because it's not glittery whatsoever. It just gives a really beautiful sheen. Kind of resembles the Becca highlighters. Now for lips. Colourpop has a really great selection of lip products. They have liquid lipsticks and glosses and everything in between. My favorite finishes, my favorite lip formulas by them are their Luxe Blur lipsticks or their glosses. So I think I'm gonna go in with a Luxe Blur. I swatched a few of the ones that I thought maybe would look good. Yeah, Mesmerize Velvet Blur. I'm gonna pat some of this on. I love these because they give such a beautiful blurred appearance, like they truly do. And I like how they don't give like a harsh lip edge. I don't know, I really like it. And I'm going to top that off with this gloss, Round Midnight. I'm almost out of this. This is my second tube of it. I really like it. It's a really nice nude gloss that I like to top on to shades that are a little bit too deep for a look, like this one. And it has a really pretty shimmer in it, very, very, very fine shimmer. And yeah, I really like that. I think it complements the Poodle shade that we used in the crease. It's a little bit more peachy. I really like it. And here's the finished look. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The only products that I was a little bit disappointed in was the blush, and I think the powder, just upon first application, wasn't my favorite. But I'm gonna go in and give you my opinion on every product I used today. Starting off with the foundation, I actually do really like this upon first impression. I will update you on my thoughts in a future video. I did really like it. It matched me quite perfectly. And I do really like the formula, how it was a little bit more of a natural sheen, more of a natural finish, so you can really do it up or matte it up if you want. I think it's a really great in-between formula. For the concealer, I didn't enjoy the shade for me. It has a really great amount of coverage and it's not too drying or anything, but it does look like it's going to hold up during the day. And I will also update you on that because the first impression doesn't tell you too much about a base product. The powder, not a favorite upon first application. I feel like it really just sucked everything up and made my skin look a little lifeless, and I don't like how it like clinged onto my peach fuzz as much as it did, but I don't know, not my favorite. The brow products I did really like. I would recommend these. They are really great and affordable, so why not? The blush and bronzer. I really disliked this blush. It turned gray on me. I think maybe I just picked the wrong shade. I did pick a cool tone shade, and that usually doesn't go very well. I do like the bronzer. It's quite natural, I like how it was a little bit more sheer and I can build it up, and I do enjoy that it has a little bit of shimmer in there just to give more of a glow. My number one recommended for Colourpop is definitely eyeshadow and lip products, so I really love all their eyeshadows. I find them to be very consistent all across, and they're also very pigmented and really easy to work with. I absolutely love this palette. If you want an like a monochromatic pink moment, I think this would be a really great one to pick up. I do really love how they're doing all these monochromatic little palettes. I think that's so genius. And of course I love the Super Shock Shadow because they just give such an impact, but the only downside with them is that they do tend to dry out quickly, so I would recommend just picking up the shades that you know you're gonna reach for every day, because it's really heartbreaking when you go to reach for a fun shade and it's all dried up. It sucks. For the mascara, I don't know. I do really like the way it looks on the top lashes, but it just doesn't last throughout the day for me, especially on the lower lashes. It hasn't transferred yet, but I know it's going to. So for that, I don't think I would recommend it too much. Oh, I forgot the highlighting palette. I do really like this one. I've had this for a really long time. The formula is beautiful. I just really like the effect. It's quite intense, but you can really take it down or notch it up if you want, and I think it's really great. And finally, for the lips I used today, these are my favorite formula for their lip products. Their glosses and their Velvet Blur. Love them. Love them to bits. I love how the Velvet Blur is just, it truly does give like a really nice blurred effect to the lips, really minimizes the appearance of those lines in the lips and doesn't give a harsh edge to the lip line, which I love. And the glosses are amazing, not sticky whatsoever. The only problem I've ever encountered with the glosses is that sometimes the applicator kind of comes screwed up, kind of arrives screwed up, but it's easy. I just kind of trimmed the little sparse edges and it's fine. But that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. That means so much to me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!